Devonte, first tell me a little bit about how you came to be at Jewel. What was the recruiting process like for you?
So recruiting wise, I was getting looks from I guess you could say UMSL, but I was getting looked at mainly from Lindenwood, but Lindenwood ended up getting his son transferred in and two other D1 transfers, so that kind of bummed me out the spot. So I'm at my girlfriend's house one day and I get a phone call from Coach Holly and he told me he wanted to come on a visit. So me and one of my close friends come up here and I go through walk. He takes me around campus. Then we play a little 5-on-5, and he sat me down and told me that if I wanted to come up here, the scholarship would be mine. So, I guess you could say just academic wise and basketball wise, it was a really good look for me.
I want to talk about that in a second, but have you ever heard of Coach Holly at that point or anything about Jewel?
Jewel, I had not heard anything about Jewel before I got the phone call, but afterwards I kind of looked into it and I learned a whole lot about how big Coach Holly was and how big the school was.
How would you describe Coach Holly for someone that doesn't know him?
He's hard working. He's really dedicated to what he's doing. I mean, he's been doing it for so long that I guess you could say it kind of gets easier for him, but he's still working just as hard now as he was 30, 40 years ago.
Tell me about the academic part of it. You were telling me a bit ago that Clayton High School, where you went to school, is known for their academics. Is it tough at Jewel?
It's tough. Clayton was a really good school, but Jewel kind of stepped it up a whole bunch of notches for me. And I mean, I started off kind of slow, but academic wise, it's been pretty good. Jewel has really good academics, so they force you to be in your books, study hard. It's good for me though.
What's your major, and what do you want to do when you get out of school?
I'm a business marketing major with a minor emphasis in accounting. So I may look to work some kind of accounting somewhere afterwards, or work at a marketing firm, which I think it'll be good for me once I get out of college.
You stepped into the starting point guard's role, I guess it was 7 games ago. And how is your, obviously starting is a change in the role, but how has your approach to the games changed, if at all?
My approach is a whole lot different. My energy has to be there as soon as the tip-off starts instead of coming off the bench. So just approaching it, I've tried to play a little bit smarter. I guess you could say coach is a little bit more lenient towards me since I've been playing more minutes. I've been out there a little bit more, but also they expect me to get the job done and be the leader out on the court. Even though I'm only a sophomore, we have 3 other seniors out there. I'm the general out there on the court, so it's my job to make sure everything's going the way it's supposed to go.
You're saying that with a smile, but is it as easy as you make it sound?
It's definitely not. I'm getting yelled at a bunch. I'm getting calls from Coach Holly. Now I'm getting calls from Coach Slag, from Coach Sutton. So it's not easy, and I have to. My job is to make sure everyone is doing what they're supposed to do. So I have to know exactly what everyone is supposed to be out there doing. So it's not as easy as I made it sound, but.
Yeah, and you're talking about doing all those things, and still you've probably got a 6'1", 6'2", 6'3" guy on you that you're trying to avoid also. So let's break that down a little bit. What does Coach Holly yell out at you?
He's yelling at me. He's yelling out to me different offensive play calls. Then you got Coach Sutton. He's telling me what defense we're in, and I just have to relay the messages to everybody and make sure everybody's basically trying to perform and does exactly what the coaches want us to do.
Some of the older guys have told me that offensive playbook's pretty complex. How are you handling that?
This is my second year, so it's my second chance at trying to remember more plays. But it is complex. We have a lot of things we run, but it's after you run them so many times, it's just playing basketball so long, it starts to become repetitive, and my fluency is a whole lot better now.
Devonte Bell is our guest here at halftime, and you started your first game at Northern Kentucky in that big arena. Fortunately, I guess for us, there wasn't a huge crowd there that night, but what was that like playing in that size of an arena?
It was fun. There's just so much space in the gym that, like, if it was packed, it would have been a different atmosphere, but it was fun, though. Big games like that, big arenas, big opportunities for me out there. It was really fun for me to play.
You know, I get the feeling that you really enjoy playing. Is that true?
Yeah, I've been doing this since I've been 5 or 6. All my brothers, my dad, we're a basketball family, so I've been doing this so long that it's been fun for me for a really long time.
Well, we're in St. Louis, and of course, you grew up in this area, went to high school in this area. Tell us a little bit about your family.
My mom, and my dad are split apart, but I love my family. We have a big family. We're really close. Most of the time when I'm home on breaks or any other time, we're always together. I try to spend as much time with them as possible. My dad, he's working. He works 2 jobs. My mom's working, and also my stepdad he plays a big role in my life. So we're a really close family. I love my family a whole lot.
Well, tell us about your brothers and sisters then.
I have 3 older brothers. Oldest brother is 28, I believe. Next oldest brother 26, and the next one is 24. And I have a twin sister.
Okay.
So we do have a big family. At one point in my life, it wasn't different for me to see at least 9 or 10 people in my house at one time. So
And are they all, as you said, basketball players?
yeah, my oldest brother played at Vashon High School here. Then my next brother played at Marquette High School. And then my next oldest brother played at Eureka High School. So that's all we do is play basketball.
Well, I was going to say, the games, the pickup games must be a lot of fun.
Yeah. To this day, no one has beat my dad yet.
Is that right?
That's right. My dad gave me my last chance in 8th grade, and when I got to high school, he told me he was too old to play me. So he's holding all the wins in the on right side of the bracket.
Well, that's great. You know, that's a really good story, and I appreciate you telling that. I think it's kind of neat to come back here to St. Louis. I don't think that guys get to play in their hometown very often. You know, have a lot of folks at the game today.
Yeah, I should have a whole bunch of people at the game. Whenever I'm playing in town, whenever I'm playing somewhere close, there's usually a big crowd, and most of the people who's at the game will know which ones are my family because they're usually the loudest ones. They're usually the ones yelling. You hear my name a lot out on the court, so I plan on having a big crew today.
Well, that sounds like kind of like you have to be as a point guard with all the noise and yelling directions and stuff. That's kind of what you were saying about your job.
Yeah. After a while, you get kind of used to it. You start to drain it out a little bit. So, but at all points of the game, your focus has to be 100% on the game, and your head has to be in the game. So, I'm getting used to it.
I think people see you handle the ball, they know that responsibility. But what about defensively? Is your job? What's your job like? I guess.
My job is as soon as the ball is in, I have to start off the energy because if I'm playing hard, then I guess you could say my energy flows to the next person and then on down the line. So my job is to start it off. I have to be the energy man on defense because I'm usually guarding the man bringing it up the court.
Sorry, we're about out of time because this has been really fun to visit with you about this, but we'll catch you another time. Continued success.
All right, thank you.
Devonte Bell has been our guest, and we're back after this.